What's happening, tabletop gamers? My name is LeunameGames. Welcome back to LeunameGames. Today we're going to learn how to play the 2 to 8 player party game Last Word by Garrett J, Brian Spence, and Michael Steer, and published by Buffalo Games. In Last Word, each player is given a subject, and every round there is going to be a letter card that is flipped over. You want to be the first player to play your card and say a word that starts with that letter and have it correctly match your subject. Once you do, you press this timer and it becomes a race to make sure you are the last person who correctly said a word that starts with this designated letter by the time this buzzer goes off. The catch is this buzzer has been programmed to go off randomly. If you're the last person to say the word before this goes off, you win the round. Win enough rounds, you win the game. Let's get to the table and let's see what's in the box. To set up the game, first place these two boards in an area where everybody can reach them. You don't have to slide them together like I just did here. I just think it looks better that way. Give each player a colored pawn and place all of them on the starting spot. And then make sure each player has a trade-in token that matches their color. Then shuffle the letters deck and place it on the spot on the board that says letter cards face down. Doing the same thing with the subject cards, same spot. On the subject cards face down, make sure each player draws a top card from the subject deck, then turn on the timer, and you're ready to begin. At the beginning of every round, one player, and it can be anybody, will turn over the top card of the letter deck. Each player is then going to try to come up with a word that relates to their subject that starts with that letter. The first player who sets their subject card in the designated spot for them will say the subject out loud and then a word that fits that subject. They will then start the timer and the round begins. Once the timer starts, any player, including the player who played the subject, has to say a word that starts with the current letter that matches that subject that has not already been said. When the timer goes off, the last player to have finished speaking their word before the timer went off will score that word and will move their marker one space closer to the finish. On a small side note, if you ever have a subject card that you can't connect with, once per game, you can throw away your trade-in token, which will allow you to discard that subject and draw a new one from the deck. The player who played the subject card will then draw a new card from the top of the deck to replace it. A new letter card will come out replacing the previous one, and a new round will begin. The first player who moves their pawn to the finish square wins the game. And that is everything you need to know in order to play Last Will. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will answer them. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to learn my thoughts on Last Will, or you want to learn how to play more games, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tutorials, reviews, and unboxings. Thank you all as always so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.